With breaking news in Glendale, reports of a possible natural gas explosion that has rocked an apartment complex.
The building is located on the 1200 block of Viola Avenue, not far from Brand Boulevard.
CBS 2's Chris Holstrom is live at the scene with late-breaking details. Chris?
Peter and Suzanne, people I spoke with say they heard a loud explosion about 2 hours ago. Many of them thought it was an earthquake. Well, that explosion causing a lot of mess. Take a look behind me. This is a live look at the scene. Now, while the exact cause is unknown, people I spoke with say it was a gas explosion in a laundry room. You can see debris all out in the yards. Well, it happened in this 8-unit building you see right here, the Glendale Fire Department, along with the gas company. They're investigating. But take a look at this video. You could see this family evacuating. This man taking his child and pet to safety. Now, I'm told as of now the building is unsafe, so everyone who lives here has to evacuate. Now, I spoke to one of those families. They described the explosion as a tank hitting the side of the building, literally knocking everything off the walls. Take a listen.
It just rocked us. It just moved us, rocked us, dropped things down, mirrors down that had been up for years and years. And then what we did is I came downstairs, and right over here we look back down and you can see all this smoke blowing up from down below, and the door was completely blown out down there.
And authorities say there were no injuries. As for the exact cause, we are still waiting to learn more, but I can tell you at this point, 21 people are displaced. But Peter and Suzanne, once we get more information, we'll bring it right to you. We'll send it right back to you in the studio.
All right, Chris, thanks. More breaking news now. A bicycle rider shot in South L.A. Police say he was grazed in the forehead and was the unintended target of a shooter. The victim's injury is not considered life-threatening, and the shooting happened near 81st and Hoover. The gunman escaped.
Developing news in Van Nuys tonight. A man killed during an officer-involved shooting at a church. Witnesses told us the man attacked people before police shot him down.
Here they come.
Cell phone video shows what led up to the officer-involved shooting. The suspect, this man in red.
He was not even supposed to be on the property.
James Shepard saw it all go down. He says it started as a community lunch for the homeless when all of a sudden...
And then I see the guy, he's holding a wooden and metal chair in his left hand. There's blood all over it because he's cut here.
And in his other hand, a knife.
Everybody's trying to push him with chairs and stuff, keep him back, you know, and he's trying to reach it, lash out and cut people.
At that point, the suspect gets backed against a wall. That's when you hear police on the way. When they arrive, they try and get the suspect to drop the knife. James says he didn't comply, instead grabbed a woman nearby.
He grabbed her, put this knife like this against her throat, and she reached up and grabbed the knife and was holding it, and that's when the officers fired. Boom, boom, boom.
Commander Alan Hamilton with the LAPD.
The officers felt that he was going to kill that victim, so they took immediate action and an officer-involved shooting occurred. Unfortunately, at that time, both the suspect and the victim were struck by gunfire from our officers.
The suspect died from the gunshot wounds. The victim sent to the hospital, her condition unknown.
This guy was going to cut anybody that came near him, anybody, and he probably would have killed him.
There was a second victim. She was sent to the hospital with knife wounds, but she was treated and released.
A show of support in San Pedro tonight for a veteran who has been the target of hate crimes. CBS 2's Adrianna Weingold spoke with the man who endured some cruel attacks and now what the community is doing about it.
Ryan Gierach is an Air Force veteran and gay rights activist, but lately he's been the target of hate from his neighbors. He says in the last 2 years he's lived in this apartment complex, his neighbors have harassed him verbally and even assaulted him. He took these videos of his neighbors calling him names and even spitting right at him.
Looked up at me and began calling me gay epithets and child molester.
Now the community of San Pedro, where he lives, is standing up for their neighbor. Councilman Joe Buscaino led the charge at Welcome Park, where a group of proud San Pedro residents and community leaders raised a pride flag in Gierach's honor.
That we are a town, we are a city that's inclusive, that regardless of who you love, how you pray, what you look like, or how you live, that we are welcoming to everyone here in San Pedro.
Gierach says the harassment has been brutal. He says his neighbors even posted signs calling him a pedophile and threw dirty diapers at him. He says the harassment escalated when he put up a rainbow flag in honor of Pride Month.
This is not about me. This happens every day in every place in this nation.
Still, he's determined to handle the situation with love in his heart, and he hopes with the help and support of his community, the harassment will stop. After the flag-raising ceremony at Welcome Park, they also came over here to the police station and raised a rainbow flag to show that the community of San Pedro supports the LGBTQ community as well. In San Pedro, Adrianna Weingold, CBS 2 News.
Thank you, Adrianna. New details in a video we first showed you last night. We now know that a Tesla on fire in West Hollywood yesterday belongs to the husband of actress Mary McCormick. She's married to director Michael Morris. McCormick posted on Twitter, "Thank God my 3 little girls weren't in the car with him." The fire appeared to start in the underside of the car where the batteries are located. Nobody in the car was hurt.
A fiery crash shut down the 91 freeway for most of the morning in CERRITOS. No one was hurt when the big rig and SUV collided, but oil and fuel spilled all over the freeway. Tonight, the 91 is back open.
A wild time in Burbank. Shots fired, a house in flames, an armed man on the loose, then arrested. Tonight, 50-year-old Gilberto Ciose is being held on more than $6 million bail. As CBS 2's Joy Benedict shows us, people living on the 1500 block of Niagara Street watched it all play out.
The flames were crazy.
The fire on this usually quiet street in Burbank was just one piece of a wild night that kept neighbors up and alert as police looked for a man with a gun and searched for evidence all day.
This is very unusual for the city of Burbank.
It all started Friday night. Chris Castro was in his yard across the street when police responded to a domestic call. A man was violating a restraining order. But when they arrived, they say that man started shooting.
When they heard the shot, they were banging on the door, they heard more shots, and then they, got their machine guns out.
One big pop. It was pretty scary.
Then things got worse.
We looked and saw what looked like them kicking the door in and then something being thrown in, and then all of a sudden the fire went wild.
The home caught fire, and police officers rushed to help 3 people escape, but the suspect was gone. So then the search started.
They barricaded the streets and they started with the corner house.
Investigators believe after the fire started, the suspect hopped this fence and then continued going from yard to yard trying to escape.
I opened the door. I said, "He's in my backyard."
Melissa Z's dog started barking when the suspect hopped her fence.
That's my window and the screen. That's where he was going in and out of.
Police evacuated her and her daughter, and it appears the suspect frantically looked for a place to hide, tearing up her yard and her bedroom.
So all this was laid down and like on top of each other, and he was hidden underneath.
Z says the suspect was in this storage area when the canine officer finally found him.
The dog bit him, the police dog, and they brought him through my front door.
That was more than 5 hours after the shots were fired. And although investigators don't have all the answers yet, this neighborhood is thankful because with a gun, a fire, and a search, they know this could have ended much differently.
In domestic violence situations, not thinking straight, so who knows what he could have done.
Joy Benedict, CBS 2 News.
A drug lab inside a Thousand Oaks apartment complex was cleared out today on West Avenida de los Arboles. Sheriff's deputies say the lab made fentanyl. Officials wore specialized chemical suits with breathing equipment to dismantle the lab. A 22-year-old man was arrested in connection with the case.
Coming up, caught on camera, dramatic video of pedestrians being plowed over by a taxi. What happened? Coming up.
Plus, a wild police chase, the driver on the run, waiting to see how it ends.
And a California family figures out who broke into their home. The culprit is caught in the act.
So cute. This is a live look with our Long Beach camera where we have an eddy off the coast. We also have that deepening marine influence, a wind advisory. But will it stick around for Sunday? Your forecast coming up.